Welcome back, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're going to explore some of the most valuable coins in U.S. history. The top 4 wheat penny coins from the United States of America. United States. These iconic 1-cent coins may look ordinary, but some of them are worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars depending on their mint errors, rare copper compositions, and unique color tones. These wheat pennies are not just small pieces of metal. They're important pieces of American history that have become major favorites among coin collectors and investors all around the world. So, if you're a coin enthusiast or someone who appreciates the beauty and significance of U.S. currency, this video is definitely for you. Moneybag, let's dive right in and discover the first rare wheat penny that could be hiding in your collection. First up, the 1943 D-copper wheat penny stands as one of the most mysterious, electrifying, and valuable coins ever to emerge in the United States Mint. In a world where most 1943 pennies were struck from zinc-coated steel due to wartime shortages of copper, the existence of even a single copper penny from that year defied reason. Yet against all odds, a few were created, pure accidents of history that escaped the mint's walls and into legend. Among them, the 1943 D-copper penny, bearing the Denver Mint mark, reigns supreme. It is not just a coin. It is a miracle of metal, a small disc that can command a fortune worth millions, holding within its surface the power to rewrite its owner's destiny overnight. The story of the 1943 copper penny begins during the turmoil of World War II. America's resources were stretched thin, and every ounce of copper was redirected toward building bullets, tanks, and communication wires. To save this precious metal for the war effort, the mint was ordered to strike pennies from steel coated with zinc, a silvery substitute that was never meant to be glamorous, only practical. Yet somewhere within the chaos of this transition, a few bronze blanks, leftovers from the previous year's 1942 production, slipped unnoticed into the presses. Those blanks gave birth to the rarest of the rare, 1943 copper wheat pennies. While Philadelphia and San Francisco each produced a few copper errors, the Denver Mint's version is the most elusive of all. The 1943 D-copper penny is a holy grail of American coinage, an artifact that bridges the ordinary and extraordinary. Only one confirmed example has ever surfaced in pristine condition, dazzling collectors and historians alike. This single coin has been described as a time traveler, a survivor from another era that defied its own creation to become a legend. It is not merely a misprint. It is an accident so profound that it has reshaped the entire landscape of coin collecting. Imagine the scene. Millions of 1943 steel cents pouring off the presses, their silver-gray surfaces glinting under factory lights. Among them, a few faintly reddish coins shimmer with a copper glow, unnoticed, unrecorded, slipping quietly into the world. These were coins that should not exist, and yet they did. Over the decades, rumors spread like wildfire about their discovery. A curious child at a school lunch table, a shopkeeper counting change, a coin dealer spotting a faint anomaly. Each tale carried the same whisper of disbelief. Could this be one of the lost copper cents of 1943? The allure of this coin goes far beyond its rarity. It represents the intersection of human error and historical circumstance, where a simple oversight transformed into an object worth millions. For collectors, it is the embodiment of the dream, the idea that immense value can hide in the most ordinary of places. In pocket change in an old jar of coins, in a family heirloom forgotten for decades, the 1943 D-copper penny could be waiting, silent and shining, ready to change someone's fortune forever. The beauty of this coin lies in its simplicity. On one side, Abraham Lincoln's profile stands tall, framed by the words "In God We Trust," while the reverse displays the familiar wheat stalks that give the series its name. Yet beneath that humble design lies the heart of one of America's greatest numismatic mysteries. Its reddish hue, distinct from the dull silver of the steel cents, is the first sign of its anomaly, a color that glows with history itself. When word of these rare copper cents spread, collectors began scouring their pennies with renewed obsession. Stories of astonishing finds circulated through newspapers and numismatic circles alike. Then, the unimaginable happened. When a few 1943 D-copper pennies surfaced, verified by experts and auctioned for an eye-watering sum. Over time, its value climbed into the millions, surpassing even some gold coins in worth. It became a symbol of discovery, of hope, of luck that could transform an ordinary person into a millionaire overnight. To hold one of these coins is to feel history pulsing beneath your fingertips. It connects the past to the present, from wartime America's sacrifice to modern collectors' fascination with the rare and impossible. Its copper surface carries not just metal, but memory. The story of a nation in turmoil, of workers rushing to meet quotas, of machinery unknowingly striking a miracle. It is a perfect embodiment of how small mistakes can echo through time, creating legends that never fade. Even the experts at the U.S. Mint have marveled at this coin's existence. Theories abound. Perhaps a few leftover copper planchets from 1942 remained lodged in the press machinery, only to be struck later by chance. Or maybe an employee, aware of the change in materials, deliberately fed a bronze blank into the die, not for profit, but for curiosity's sake. Whatever the truth, the 1943 D copper penny became the stuff of numismatic mythology, a coin whose very creation seems like a deliberate wink from fate. In the modern coin market, this penny is revered as one of the most valuable coins in the world. When it last appeared at auction, collectors competed with feverish passion, knowing that such an opportunity might never arise again. To the victor, it brought not just wealth but immortality in the world of coin collecting. For those who dream of finding one, it remains a beacon of hope, a reminder that miracles can hide in plain sight, perhaps in the change from a vending machine or in a forgotten tin of pennies gathering dust. The 1943 D copper wheat penny is a treasure beyond measure, not simply for material value, but for what it represents. The unpredictability of history, the fragility of human oversight, and the enduring allure of the rare. It proves that destiny can be forged in metal, and that even the smallest coin can carry the weight of a nation's story. To possess one is to hold lightning in your hand, a coin that should never have been, yet exists to remind us that fortune often favors those who believe in the impossible. So, if one day you glance down and see a gleam of red among the silvery cents of 1943, pause before you spend it. Look closely. You may be holding the coin of destiny. For the 1943 D copper penny has the power not just to change your fortune overnight, but to forever mark you as the one who discovered the rarest gem in the rich, glittering tapestry of American history. Next up, the 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny stands as one of the most fascinating coins in America's numismatic story, a small copper piece that whispers tales of the Great Depression, of resilience, and of the quiet beauty hidden in the most ordinary things. Though minted in great numbers, certain variations and pristine conditions of the 1937 penny have elevated it to a position of near mythic value. Some collectors speak of this coin as a sleeping giant, an artifact capable of transforming a simple pocket find into a life-changing discovery. Among the vast ocean of pennies, the 1937 no-mint marked wheat penny has earned a reputation for mystery, value, and timeless charm. To truly appreciate this coin, one must travel back to the 1930s, when America was caught in the grip of the Great Depression. The nation was struggling, yet the mint continued to produce coins, not merely as tools of trade, but as symbols of endurance. The 1937 penny, struck from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, represented a piece of stability in an unstable time. Its warm, reddish glow was a reminder that even in hardship, the nation's currency carried dignity and hope. Every penny mattered, every cent held meaning, and every coin circulated to the hands of workers, farmers, and dreamers who shaped America's recovery. On its obverse, the 1937 penny bears a familiar and noble portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. Lincoln's gaze, firm and reflective, seemed to inspire courage in those who used the coin daily. The words "In God We Trust" arch above him, not just a motto, but belief the nation clung to during dark years. Below Lincoln's shoulder, the date 1937 stands like a signature of survival. On the reverse, two stalks of wheat curve protectively around the words 1 cent and United States of America, forming the now iconic wheat ear design, a tribute to agriculture, labor, and the nation's roots in honest work. While the 1937 penny may appear ordinary at first glance, it is far from common in the eyes of collectors. The no-mint mark version, struck in Philadelphia, has a clean simplicity that sets it apart. Over the decades, many of these pennies have vanished, worn down by circulation, lost time, or melted in later years. But a few, preserved in flawless condition, gleam as if frozen in history. Those rare, uncirculated examples have reached astonishing values in today's coin market, sometimes soaring into thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars for a single specimen. What makes the 1937 penny even more captivating is the rumor of hidden errors and unique strikes. A few examples have surfaced with double features, misaligned dies, or faint minting anomalies that send collectors into a frenzy. A single mistake in the striking process, a double date, a repunched mint mark, a subtle die crack, can elevate an ordinary penny into an extraordinary treasure. To the trained eye, these differences are more valuable than gold. And to the lucky finder, they can unlock fortunes beyond imagination. The copper used in the 1937 penny gives it not only beauty, but also depth of character. Unlike later steel coins of the 1940s, the 1937 copper penny carries a warm, living color that changes gently over time. In pristine condition, it shines with fiery orange brilliance, but with age, it deepens into a rich chestnut tone, like the patina of antique wood or aged bronze. Each coin becomes unique, marked by its own history, its own journey through countless hands and countless stories. Collectors today see the 1937 wheat penny as both a relic and a beacon. It is a bridge between America's past and present, a coin that captures the spirit of survival and progress. For those who understand its power, it is far more than metal. It is memory, faith, and perseverance cast into copper. The allure of this penny lies in its paradox. It is so small, so common, yet in its finest forms, it holds the potential to transform an ordinary person into a millionaire overnight. Stories abound of unsuspecting people finding one of these rare coins in old jars, forgotten drawers, or inherited collections. For some, it has been the key to unimaginable fortune. Imagine discovering a single 1937 penny untouched, its shine unbroken by time, and realizing it could be worth a home, a car, or a lifetime of security. That is the magic that drives collectors, the dream that somewhere a coin like this still waits to be found. The historical importance of this coin extends beyond its market value. It represents a time when America was redefining itself, recovering from economic collapse, preparing for the dawn of industry, and soon to enter the world's largest conflict. The 1937 penny circulated through a nation in transformation, passing through the pockets of people who lived through history's most trying chapters. To hold one today is to hold a fragment of their story, a connection to the millions of lives that built the modern world. In the modern coin market, the 1937 no-mint mark penny commands deep respect. Its price depends on condition, rarity, and sometimes sheer luck. The finest examples, graded as mint state or proof-like, can command astonishing prices from passionate collectors eager to complete their sets. Some experts even consider this coin a sleeping treasure, one whose value could surge further as interest in historic American currency continues to grow. Yet the true worth of a 1937 wheat penny cannot be measured in dollars alone. Its value lies in its symbolism, a coin that endured through hardship, carried by people who never knew it would one day become a legend. It is a silent witness to a defining era of American strength, ingenuity, and endurance. Each surviving specimen carries a heartbeat of history, reminding us that greatness often hides in the smallest of places. So if you ever come across a 1937 Lincoln wheat penny, especially one that gleams brighter than the rest, do not rush to spend it. Look closer. You might be holding not just a cent, but a century's worth of stories, a coin that could change your fortune overnight. For in that single sliver of copper lies a timeless truth, that sometimes history rewards those who believe in the extraordinary hidden within the ordinary. Next up, the 1953 D. Lincoln wheat penny is a coin that glows with more than just copper. It glows with history, with quiet power, and with the promise of fortune for those who recognize its worth. To most, it is merely an old cent, a relic from the mid-20th century. But to collectors, numismatists, and dreamers, the 1953 D penny is a piece of the American heartbeat, a symbol of endurance and transformation. There are coins that represent wealth, and then there are coins that create it. And this one, forged from copper and stamped in the fires of Denver, is one of those rare treasures capable of turning the ordinary into the extraordinary. The story of this coin begins in the post-war glow of America's rise. The year was 1953, a time when the nation was shifting from the shadows of World War II into the bright promise of a booming economy. Factories thrived, families flourished, and the Denver Mint roared with production. From those humming machines emerged in 1953, the wheat penny, a coin that would quietly slip into circulation, unaware that decades later would become one of the most talked about and hunted pennies in American history. Its D mint mark beneath the date stood for Denver, a mark that has come to symbolize precision, pride, and craftsmanship in American coinage. The 1953 D penny carries the enduring portrait of Abraham Lincoln, created by Victor David Brenner. His face, immortalized in copper since 1909, reminds every holder of the coin of honesty, courage, and unity. Each curve of Lincoln's profile whispers of freedom hard-won, of integrity unbent, and of the enduring American spirit. On the reverse, two wheat stalks frame the simple, bold inscription 1 cent, a design that honors the farmers and laborers who built the nation's backbone. This wheat design, humble yet noble, remained until 1958, and every coin that bears it now carries the aura of a bygone era. But what gives the 1953 D penny its astonishing value today? It is not only age or rarity. It is a condition, metal quality, and mystery surrounding certain unique examples. While most 1953 D pennies were struck in standard copper alloy, some rare versions possess exceptional brightness and deep luster, appearing almost proof-like. These were likely among the first strikes from fresh dies, sharp, flawless, and nearly perfect. Collectors cherish these coins, and when found in uncirculated condition, their worth skyrockets far beyond face value. Yet, as with every legend, there are whispers of anomalies. Some 1953 D pennies display subtle minting errors, double-struck letters, off-center strikes, or faint die cracks that give them individuality and immense value. These errors transform a coin from a collectible into a one-of-a-kind artifact, a masterpiece of accidental artistry. A single such penny, preserved in pristine condition, has been known to fetch thousands of dollars at auction. And if you hold one, you might very well be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it. The copper in 1953 D penny is more than just metal. It is a living story. It reflects the warm reddish hues of America's mid-century optimism, and over time, it darkens gracefully into deep tones of history. Each penny carries the fingerprint of time itself, passed through countless hands, exchanged for bread, fuel, or dreams. To the trained eye, its subtle color changes. The luster beneath the patina and the crispness of its design reveal not just its journey, but its soul. In the grand timeline of American coinage, the 1953 D wheat penny stands as a final echo of tradition before modernity took hold. By the late 1950s, the wheat reverse would be replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design, ending an era. Thus, owning a 1953 D penny is like holding the closing chapter of a story written in copper, an artifact from a time when craftsmanship was king and every detail mattered. That alone imbues it with immense historical charm and emotional value, which collectors feel deeply when they cradle one in their hands. The beauty of the 1953 D penny lies in its dual nature. It is both common and rare, depending on how you see it. Millions were minted, yes, but only a precious few survived unscathed, untouched by time or circulation. Those few that glimmer with original mint luster are the hidden gems that numismatists crave. And because so many have vanished, lost of melting, wear, or neglect, the surviving coins are increasingly scarce, pushing their value upward with every passing year. In today's coin market, the 1953 D penny can command stunning prices when in exceptional condition, while a circulated one may trade hands for modest sums. A gem-quality uncirculated coin, with its deep red copper brilliance, can sell for thousands of dollars, or even more when unique traits are present. Some of the finest examples are guarded in private collections, their owners well aware that their small, shining copper discs might one day be worth the price of a home or more. Collectors often speak of this coin with reverence because it embodies the American dream itself, a simple thing that becomes precious through endurance, care, and rarity. To stumble upon a perfect 1953 D penny is to discover proof that value isn't always visible. It hides in the smallest corners of life. That's why those who find one in mint condition know better than to spend it. They know they hold not just currency, but history, wealth, and possibility combined. So, if you ever come across a 1953 D Lincoln Wheat Penny, take a moment before you dismiss it. Feel its weight, its texture, its quiet brilliance. This tiny coin has witnessed decades of change. It has survived recessions, wars, and revolutions in technology. It carries within it the echo of a time when America was rebuilding, dreaming, and believing in the impossible. To own one is to hold a piece of that belief, solid and shining in your palm. Because in the end, the 1953 D Wheat Penny is more than a coin. It's a talisman of fortune. It reminds us that sometimes the smallest treasures hold the greatest power, that the ordinary can hide the extraordinary, and that your next handful of change can contain a miracle. If you find it, cherish it, protect it, and never sell it cheap, because this humble copper cent just might be the coin that changes your fortune overnight. Next up, the 1939 Lincoln Wheat Penny is far more than a small coin of copper. It is a relic from a time when America stood on the edge of transformation, caught between the lingering shadows of the Great Depression and the looming thunder of World War II. To hold this penny is to hold a piece of history that has survived fire, fortune, and fate. It may look simple at first glance, but beneath its aged surface lies a story of resilience, rarity, and a kind of quiet power that can turn an ordinary discovery into a life-changing treasure. The 1939 Wheat Penny, especially the one struck with no mint mark, has become one of those legendary coins whispered about among collectors, a coin capable of rewriting your destiny overnight if found in pristine condition. In the late 1930s, America was rebuilding its hope. The economic storm of the Depression had begun to ease, and industries were rising again. The U.S. Mint, ever a reflection of the nation's pulse, continued to produce coins that mirrored both the country's struggles and its spirit. In 1939, from the minting presses of Philadelphia came the now iconic no-mint mark wheat penny, its smooth copper face glowing with new beginnings. Each coin bore the solemn profile of Abraham Lincoln, sculpted by Victor David Brenner, his image a symbol of honesty, strength, and perseverance. Around him, the mottos "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" stood as promises of hope, while the year 1939 marked the dawn of a new era for the American people. The reverse of the 1939 wheat penny carried one of the most beloved designs in American numismatics: two tall wheat stalks framing the proud inscription 1 cent. It's a design that speaks of harvest, of work, of the American soil that sustained families through hardship. Those twin stalks of wheat aren't just decoration. They are symbols of gratitude, a reminder that prosperity is grown from the earth, nurtured by hands of labor and love. When collectors study this coin today, they see not just copper in design. They see the heartbeat of an era that valued hard work and hope. Now, what makes the 1939 no-mint mark wheat penny so special, so desirable, and so powerful in today's coin market? It's the delicate combination of age, rarity, and condition. While millions were minted, few survived in their original, untouched glory. Most were spent, worn down through decades of circulation, their once bright copper dull by time. But the few that remained sharp, lustrous, and uncirculated, the kind that still gleam as if freshly struck, have become golden tickets in the world of numismatics. Collectors will pay extraordinary sums for a coin that carries not only its date, but its shine, its integrity, and its history intact. Hidden among these coins are the rarities, the ones with minting errors, double letters, or slight misalignments that make them one of a kind. Some 1939 pennies show doubling on the date or lettering, subtle but powerful mistakes that make them worth small fortunes today. Others possess a deeper red hue, a shine so vivid it seems to glow from within. These unique variations elevate the coin's value far beyond ordinary expectations, making it not just collectible but a once-in-a-lifetime find. Imagine discovering such a penny, an unassuming copper coin tucked away in an old jar, a forgotten drawer, or a family heirloom box. To most, it's worth only a cent. But to a keen-eyed collector, it could be a treasure worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. The 1939 penny has that magical quality, the power to turn a moment of curiosity into a moment of fortune. In a world where people chase wealth through risky ventures and fleeting trends, this humble coin stands as proof that true value can lie in the smallest, simplest things. There's also a poetic symbolism to the 1939 wheat penny that collectors deeply appreciate. It was minted in the final years before America entered World War II, before the nation's resources were shifted toward weapons, aircraft, and steel production. The copper of these coins would soon be replaced by steel during the war years, making these late 1930s issues the last of their kind before an era of sacrifice and change. Thus, the 1939 penny represents the calm before the storm, the final chapter of peace struck in metal form. Every time you hold a 1939 penny, you're holding a witness to history. It lived through the rise of radio and television, the struggles of the Dust Bowl, and the determination of families who believed in a better tomorrow. It passed through the hands of workers, farmers, and dreamers. Some may have used it to buy a loaf of bread, others to drop into a church collection box or a child's savings jar. The energy of those lives, those moments, still clings to each coin, making it more than money. It's a vessel of memory. In the modern coin market, collectors treat the 1939 wheat penny with the reverence of a relic. Prices can soar when the coin is in mint state condition, especially those with full details and a radiant red copper color. The no-mint mark version, struck in Philadelphia, remains particularly significant because of its clean, simple beauty and the purity of its copper composition. When graded by professional services and sealed in pristine holders, these coins become numismatic royalty, small discs of history that command immense respect and equally immense prices. But beyond monetary worth, the 1939 penny carries an emotional and symbolic value that transcends its physical form. It teaches a lesson that greatness often hides in plain sight. A coin once spent thoughtlessly on candy or bread can, decades later, reveal itself as a key to unimaginable wealth. It's a reminder that history rewards those who look closer, who pay attention, who cherish the small things others overlook. So if you ever find a 1939 Lincoln wheat penny, especially one with no mint mark, in gleaming copper condition, don't rush to spend it. Don't overlook its quiet glow. You might just be holding a piece of American history worth more than gold, a coin that could change your life forever. Because this penny, born from struggle and resilience, carries the spirit of transformation itself. It is proof that fortune favors the patient, the curious, and the ones who see beauty and value where others see only dust. In the world of coin collecting, there are many treasures, but few tell a story as powerful, as emotional, as enduring as the 1939 wheat penny. Its worth is not just measured in dollars, but in the history it carries, the mystery it embodies, and the hope it inspires. This coin, small and humble, remains a beacon for dreamers everywhere, a symbol that even a single cent can hold the power to change your fortune overnight.